I got this strange email from Mia, my wife. She'd been missing for 3 years. Everyone thought she was dead. I did too, eventually. But then this email shows up, telling me to come find her in some backwoods part of Louisiana. It didn't make sense, but I had to go. I had to find her. I drove for hours until I reached this run-down, creepy farmhouse. The whole place gave off this vibe. You know, like it was alive or something. Still, I had no choice but to go inside. And there she was, Mia. Alive, but locked up in the basement. She looked different. Kept muttering about someone named Daddy, and how we had to escape before he found us. She was scared. Really scared. I was too, but we moved fast, heading upstairs. Then, out of nowhere, she flipped, went completely berserk. She came at me like an animal, forcing me to defend myself, until I had to kill her. I didn't want to, but I had no choice. That's when everything went from bad to worse. Next thing I know, I'm knocked out by this guy, Jack Baker, the dad of the whole twisted family. I woke up tied to a chair, surrounded by his crazy wife Marguerite, their psycho son Lucas, and some creepy old lady in a wheelchair. They were forcing me to eat. God, I don't even know what. People, I think. It was like being stuck in a nightmare. By some miracle, I managed to escape. There was this woman, Zoe, who kept calling me, giving me tips on how to get out. Turned out she was Jack's daughter, but she wanted to leave too. It didn't make any sense at the time, but I trusted her. During one of my escape attempts, a deputy came to investigate. I thought I could get him to help. Jack killed him. Just like that. No remorse, no hesitation. I managed to take Jack down myself, but that bastard kept getting back up. Turns out they all had this infection that made them, invincible? They could heal from pretty much anything. I fought my way through that house, through the monsters they'd created, eventually killing Jack again and getting the key I needed to get out. Zoe told me Mia was still alive. Like them, she was infected, but she could still be cured. We needed this special serum, so I went off to this old house to find the ingredients. It wasn't easy. Marguerite was there, and she was even more deranged than Jack. But I killed her too. I had to. Just when I thought I had a plan, Lucas showed up. He had Mia and Zoe, holding them hostage. He played these sick games with me, filled with traps and monsters. I barely made it through, but I forced him to run. I freed Mia and Zoe made the serum. But then Jack came back, this time even more mutated than before. I had no choice but to use one of the doses on him, killing him for good. That left only one dose, and 2 people who needed it. Mia, my wife. Zoe, the one who had helped me. I had to choose. After I chose Mia, Zoe stayed behind. She gave us this cold, bitter goodbye, and I could feel the weight of it. It wasn't easy leaving her there, but I had to save Mia. I thought that was the end of it, that we were finally free. Mia and I got on this small boat and started heading downriver. But of course, nothing's ever that simple. As we were drifting through the swamp, we came across this massive wreck, an old tanker ship. That's when Evelyn showed up. I didn't even see it coming. One minute I'm thinking we're safe, and the next I'm out cold. When I was unconscious, I had this vision. Jack Baker. Only this time he wasn't a monster. He was normal. Sane. He told me everything. Evelyn wasn't just some freak kid. She had the power to control people's minds, to make them lose themselves. That's what happened to Jack and his family. They were victims of this whole mess, just like Mia and me. Jack begged me. He begged me to stop Evelyn, to end it before she could do any more damage. When I woke up, I wasn't the one in control anymore. The next part? That's all Mia. She woke up on the ship, completely disoriented, searching for me. She kept seeing Evelyn, this twisted little girl who kept calling her mom. Mia didn't understand it at first. It didn't make any sense, and it was tearing her apart. Evelyn got inside her head, playing with her memories, trying to make her believe they had some kind of connection. Mia kept fighting back, though. She wasn't giving in. Eventually, Evelyn forced Mia to watch this old videotape. That's when everything came rushing back to her. Turns out, Mia had been working for some shady, unnamed corporation. She was in charge of overseeing Eveline, a bioweapon disguised as a little girl. They were supposed to be transporting her to Central America on this tanker ship. But things went south fast. Eveline broke out, and everything went to hell. She destroyed the ship and infected Mia, forcing her to play the role of mother. That's why Eveline was so obsessed with Mia. She wanted a family, a twisted, broken family. Realizing her part in this whole nightmare, Mia didn't give up. She fought back, found me, and gave me a vial of Eveline's DNA, the key to stopping her. But Eveline was still trying to take control, twisting her mind. Mia knew she was running out of time. She managed to fight Eveline off long enough to lock me out of the ship, protecting me from whatever Eveline was planning next. Mia saved me that day. Despite everything. Despite her own guilt. Despite Eveline trying to control her, she came through. She gave me the one thing I needed to end this nightmare once and for all. With Mia's vial, I made a toxin that could kill Eveline. I followed her back to that farmhouse where it all started, and she tried to mess with my head, showing me visions, making me hallucinate. But I pushed through and injected her with the toxin. Then I saw it. The old woman in the wheelchair. Eveline. She was that old woman the whole time. But injecting her caused her to mutate into this massive monster. I thought it was over for me. I was rescued, Mia and I, by a team led by none other than Chris Redfield. Yeah. That. Chris Redfield. I couldn't believe it either. They were part of this group called Blue Umbrella, some new version of the old Umbrella Corporation. At first, I didn't know if I could trust them, but they saved us. They got us out of that hell. And that's how it all ended. Mia and I made it. The Bakers. They were victims, just like us. But Eveline's nightmare was finally over. We survived. We fought through hell and we came out the other side. It wasn't easy. I had to make impossible choices, do things I never imagined I could, but in the end, I saved Mia. And as much as the memories of that place haunt me, it's over now. Mia's alive. We're alive. We can start again. After everything we've been through, I know we can rebuild our lives. Stronger this time. We've faced down unimaginable horrors, but we came out on top. The nightmare is over, and now we can finally move forward.
They say that when one door closes, another opens. Well, a door closed tonight. And what a long night it was. But not just for me. Me and I weren't the only victims here. So were the Bakers. It was that thing, Eveline, who made them that way. But now Eveline's dead. And these guys are here to clean up the mess. I had just come to terms with losing Mia. But now she's back and wants to start over. Put all this behind us. Maybe this is where the next door opens.